Hey there boys and girls, Locus here and welcome back to another Black Ops 3 video. So first of all, sorry for my voice, I think I'm getting somewhat of a cold maybe, so I might sound a little bit off than usual. But anyways, today's topic will be why I think that sniping is actually kind of hard in Black Ops 3. So my experiences of course are mainly from the PC side, because that's my main platform where I'm mainly playing on. However, I also did watch some videos of like Hutch and Red Super and also some other guys who were talking about the issue of sniping being extremely hard, or maybe just a little harder or a lot harder than it has been in previous Call of Duties. So I think that even though my experience are mainly from PC, it will actually apply to all platforms as well, since I've really seen some similarities and parallels in those commentaries as well. But anyways, let's get right into it. So in this gameplay I'm using the Locus with the variable zoom scope, and this was actually one of my first gameplays, so I'm still kind of badish. I haven't really learned maps. Luckily this map was in the beta as well, so I did know it a little. But anyways, as you can see, I'm not using the default scope, and the default scope is usually something that I always use in every Call of Duty, besides Black Ops 1, because there I was using the variable zoom scope, which again right here in Black Ops 3 I'm using it again. Which might be like, again, another exception. The thing why I'm doing this is because of the flinch. The flinch is really, really hard in this game, and especially if you've played CS and you know what armor is and you know what it is to play like without, well, keep hitting my microphone, and if you know what it is to keep playing without armor and just getting hit, and you flinch all over the place, it's basically the same now in Call of Duty. So when you're aiming at someone with your scope and you're getting shot, your scope will just bounce away. It will bounce off to the distance. And when you shoot in this moment, your bullet will just go over him or next to him or just anywhere, but not on targets. You will not get the kill. And of course, this makes it a lot harder to just hit targets, because in Call of Duty with just like the hipfire guns like the SMGs or the assault rifles or even the shotguns, someone will usually get a shot off and hit you before you're able to just like if it's a fair fight, if you just head on and you meet at the same time and you scope in, the time you need to scope in is usually longer than the usual time to kill for the other guy in total, so he'll just kill you anyways. But if he didn't, the flinch will just throw you off, and this makes it a lot harder. In previous Call of Duties we had a perk that would counteract the flinch and make it less noticeable, which was really important, especially for me if you were playing with the default scope. So that's the reason why I've been trying out all the other scopes, which I usually don't. So right here again you can see the HyperX scope, which is basically variable zoom scope. I've also been using the thermal zoom scope and the ELO scope. The ELO scope is basically the iron sights of Black Ops 3. It's just like this little red dot sight, and I really like that as well. Of course, those scopes have in common that they have a lower magnification level. This means that the actual flinch will not throw you off as much, which again means you will be able to stay on target a little bit better and just to hit your shots a little bit more consistently. So that's why I've been using those mainly. Another thing that's really like throwing off your aim or your shot would be, just from my point of view again, verticality. This has not been in any Call of Duty besides, again, Advanced Warfare, where you had also the booster jumps. Now you again have booster jumps, the thruster movements, you just slide around, you just jump over enemies, you just run on walls. All of that really makes the game not as horizontal, but just a lot more vertical and a lot more. It can be a lot more chaotic. It doesn't have to, but it can be. So this again, from my point of view, makes sniping a little bit harder, because you now have to like keep out for people that are just like sliding towards you to knife you, that are jumping over you, that are running again at a wall and trying to kill you like that. And you just have to look out for a lot more angles. And in sniping you always have to anticipate the enemy, and you have to position yourself in a way that you usually have the advantage on the other guy, because otherwise the time to kill is lower than the time it takes to get in your scopes. You're dead before you're actually even able to scope in at him. So now you have to develop those skills even further. You have to increase and you have to improve on them even further to just stay again consistent and competitive again as a sniper in Black Ops 3, which is again challenging, and I always like a challenge. So I'm kind of fine with that, because it makes it a lot more rewarding for me, and I do like that. But again, it is harder, and I mean, snipers always have had some sort of a niche role, mostly in most Call of Duties, and the go-to guns are always like SMGs and especially assault rifles. Those are the guns that usually everyone's using. Those are the really strong guns. They usually have that one OP gun in that category that everyone is mainly using. And yeah, what do you guys think? Have you tried the game out yet? Do you think sniping is hard? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you have any other experiences? I mean, right now I think it might be even harder than, or maybe, yeah, no? Yeah, I think it's harder than Battlefield. I said that. I did say that, but I think it's much all for now, so I hope you enjoyed the video. Let's go figure out.